Okay. So we'll get started by opening and closing our hands. I got my heater going back here. And whenever I was plugging in my heater to get it warm in this room, I was very conscious of where I put that cord. And so I kind of put it down the line of the poster. In terms of fall prevention, be conscious of that kind of stuff. Whenever you have cords that are, drug across the floor, I know we have to do that from time to time because, we don't have outlets just everywhere. But just keep that in mind. Maybe you know about that cord, but maybe the next person that comes in your house doesn't know and they trip over it. And that's just an easy thing to be conscious of, or at the very least warn them. But I've got it warm enough in here I can take my jacket off. When I first came in here, it was freezing. I'm dramatic though, so. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to wear on Thursday. We're going to still have the program. Hopefully, we can have a little bit of information on healthy relationships before we have our meal for Thanksgiving. But I'm looking forward to being able to sit and break bread and have a good meal. Are you planning on coming, Sharita?
I'm planning on it, yes.
Very good. Very good. All right, we good and warmed up. So we're ready for to start our warm-ups. And anything that we do in our Tai Chi, we're think about our posture. When we learn it in Tai Chi, it translates to just our everyday and the way we hold ourselves. But having that good upright posture rather than leaning forward, even if it's just bad posture like this, gravity can take over and that can push us towards falling. So we just have that good posture. I have my legs or my feet about shoulder width apart and my weights on both legs. And it's probably hard to see on the camera, but I have a nice soft bend in my knees versus locking my joints. So having that nice soft bend allows that energy to flow and also allows us to absorb any kind of impact. We do the same thing with our elbow joints. Whenever we move through our Tai Chi, we keep that soft bend. We never lock our joints. And then with our armpits, we don't think about it being a soft bend, but we try to have some space there so we don't close our armpits. We have that space. We're holding our arms away from our bodies. And again, that allows that energy to flow. So those are just some reminders of how we hold our bodies whenever we do Tai Chi. So starting with our neck, we're going to bring our hands up towards our chin and chest, push away, and then follow those hands all the way down. Do it again. I like to inhale as I bring my hands up and then exhale whenever I'm ready. It generally takes longer to exhale as it does to inhale. One more. Watching myself on camera, I was reminded of another thing. When we bring those hands up, we don't go any higher than that shoulder. If we start going any higher, you really start feeling tension in that shoulder, and that goes against what we try to do. So it's only shoulder height before we bring those hands in. Also, when we bring those hands in, you see, I say towards my chin and chest. So I never cover my eyes whenever I'm doing Tai Chi. Remember, it's the slowest fight we're never going to have. And if we're in a fight, we would never cover our eyes because then we wouldn't know what the person we're fighting is doing. We can't protect ourselves. Our second one for our neck starts out that same way. We drop one hand to our hip and follow the other one as we look towards that shoulder. Feel a slight stretch back to front, switch hands. We're going side to side. Nice stretch of the neck. I can get kind of lost on this one because it feels so good to stretch my neck. The nuances of that movement is coming up close and showing you. When I'm here, I'm pulling that shoulder back. You don't have to do that, but that just makes that stretch a little more, opening up that chest. So you can give that a try and see how that feels for you. To just pull those shoulders back as you go side to side, and it just increases that stretch a little bit. Next is for our shoulders. We roll the shoulders forward. Probably feels a little bit awkward. And then roll those shoulders back. That probably feels more natural, and it feels like a massage that you can give yourself. And it's just warming up those shoulders. Always go back first. Now the other shoulder exercise, we bring those palms up and then we push those hands down. Inhale as you come up and exhale as you push down. Again, see, we only go as high as our shoulders. You know, my hands are coming up a little bit higher than my shoulders, but not that part of my arm. My hands are coming up to push down. Great one to practice breath. Great one to practice gentle resistance. For our spine, grab your ball, separate heavens and earth. One hand pushes towards the ground, keeping that soft bend. The other comes up and pushes towards the ceiling. So we're pushing up and down at the same time, stretching that spine. Come back to your ball and switch. I always think about my spine on this one, all those little vertebrae. You know, our spine is, oh gosh, there's so many pieces and parts. I know when I go to the chiropractor, I would just study those posters of how complicated and all the nerves that go through our spine. And when I do this stretch, I always think about all those little vertebrae just getting a nice stretch to them and allowing all those little spaces in between to kind of breathe so that they're not collapsed onto each other. Come back to our ball. Now let's take it side to side. The hand on top is the direction we're going, and we stop just above that knee. It's a short trip, cross body. Side to side, just stretching that spine horizontally. Now for our lower body, shift our weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, and toe back out like a kickstand, hands forward, forward, heel, pause, toe back, hands forward. One more time. Heel forward, hands back, pause, and toe back, hands forward. Back to center, shift the weight, heel, pause, toe. One leg holding our weight this whole time. That's that stabilizer leg. It really starts getting kind of wore out. That teaches those muscles endurance to hold our leg that whole time. And if that's difficult for you, then what you can do is switch every time. So then you get more experience with the weight shift. So you would shift, heel, pause, toe, back to center, shift, heel, pause, toe. So you would go back and forth. Wherever you feel comfortable, you may feel comfortable both ways, so switch it up. We know that when we practice the weight shift, that helps our muscles become stronger. And then when we practice holding our weight on one leg, then that helps our muscles become more have more endurance, so we can hold out, or we don't get tired as easily. So both are good things for our legs to experience. One is not necessarily easier than the other. Now, if you still need assistance, you can get a chair and hold on to the chair. Forget the hand movements. Just hold on to the chair while you move your legs. Or if you need to sit down, we've went through that where you have your heel forward and then bring it back to seated position. You're not going to put your toe back while you're sitting in a chair because you'll fall out of your chair. And that definitely goes against what we're trying to do. So those are for our hips, or that one's for our hip. There were several options. Now we're going to shift our weight side to side. Our hands are stacked and they're going to go in the direction of the weight shift. Once that weight shift happens, we lift and tap that toe out, bring it back, switch our hands, shift. Now notice my hands are staying within my frame. I'm not going way over here. I'm definitely not leaning, staying in that frame, tapping out, bring it back, shift, tap. I have that nice bend in my knee. That helps keep me more stable. I'm remembering to breathe. Very good. For our knees, shift the weight, lift, tap the toe, and punch that hand out. Bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch, going side to side. Keeping my body upright as I shift that weight. Keeping a soft bend in my elbow, not completely extending my arm. Now let's step forward, small step. We're going to shift weight to that front foot as we punch, keeping both heels flat on the floor. I'm going to turn to the side and show you. So we shift the weight, step. Notice both feet stay flat on the floor. As I shift weight, bring it back. So there was still weight on that back leg. I didn't give every bit of my weight to that front foot. Both of my feet are planted and stable. Shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, step, shift and punch. Notice my body stays upright. I'm not leaning as I shift the weight forward. I know there's a lot going on there. And the more we practice it, the more natural it feels. But so I like to revisit the rules after we've gone through it so much. Next is for our ankles. No arm movements. We go heel, toe, Rocking that foot, heel toe. I caught some tension in my shoulders. I let that go. Bring it back, shift, heel toe, heel toe. Bring a foot back, shift again, and then big toe, little toe. Just going back and forth, back and forth. Bring it back, shift, little toe, big toe. And that's our warm-ups. So remember, as long as we follow Tai Chi principles, we can stay in our warm-ups and we get all the benefits from our Tai Chi. All right, to our basic 6 movements. I'm going to turn on the music. The music that Dr. Lamb's daughter, who is a composer, she created this music to perfectly go with these moves. Okay, so the first song on the CD is intended for the basic 6 and the advanced 6. So we're just going to do the basic 6, and there's a place in that song where you know that you've made it to that right spot. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. I'm trying to get a stupid CD player to work. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
I don't. I can't.
Hold on a second. Let me put it closer to my computer and see if that's the deal. Do you hear it now?
No,
You do hear it?
I don't.
Shut up. You really don't hear it?
I can't hear it.
Wow. I tell you what, technology is just weird. That is wild because it is like right next to the computer and it's full blast. You can hear me talk, right?
I can hear you very well.
And that music was louder than I would. I'm going to turn it all the way up.
I don't hear a thing, Jennifer.
Tell you what, is technology weird or what? How does it know to blank out that music? That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense, because I'm right here talking at this computer. This CD player is right beside me, and I had it all the way turned up, which I'm sure my
And you can
coworkers.
hear my phone ring when it rings while we're in class.
That weirds me out. All right, let me pause that. Let's see if you can hear Taylor Swift.
Shake it off.
So, wait, that's not Taylor Swift. That's Duke and Jones. We don't want to hear that. Although it's kind of funny. Hold on. Can you hear this?
Duke and Jones.
I
Jiggle,
can.
jiggle.
Yes.
My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It falls. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure. It makes me want to dribble, dribble. You know.
Dribble.
You really have to see it. 6 feet 2 inches.
Says my money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. All right. Well, when I played it on my phone, this thing automatically popped up that says, "Are you playing music?"
Oh,
And
really?
Yes. Okay, so let me try to play it on the CD again and see what happens. Because I didn't see that whenever it came, whenever my CD player was playing. But
I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
so weird. I don't
Is it
understand.
asking
My
you, are
mind
you
is
playing
blown.
music? Did it
Yeah.
ask you when,
It didn't come up.
and I
It
wasn't
didn't.
hearing
It didn't recognize that as music, and I don't have that. Music is so complicated. I don't have the Tai Chi music on my phone because Dr. Lamb doesn't allow Spotify to play his music, even though I paid for it.
it.
So that's why I always drag around that CD player to my classes so that I can play Dr. Lamb's music. But I've never worried about it online. Anyway, but that's wild how you could hear jiggle jiggle.
I can hear you.
We could hear jiggle jiggle. That just blows my mind. I don't even understand it. How did it block sound? But I mean, I have, hold on. Wait. No, that's not it. But you can hear it when I play it off my phone. Can you hear this? No. Do you
Is
hear
it saying
that?
anything now?
Huh?
Is it saying anything now?
Yeah, no, but can you hear it? It's like violins.
I can barely hear that. I can't hear that. Maybe we're gonna have to do it to jiggle jiggle.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. Oh gosh. Oh, this is being recorded. We can't jiggle jiggle.
Okay.
But that would be funny. Well, so goes that. Sorry, Gwen, when you're watching this back, you are obviously learning that weird things happen when we try to add music. I don't even know where to start to know how to fix it, but let's at least do our basic 6. Let's go through it. So, we're going to go through it with just saying the names of movements. Okay. So we start again with our upright posture, our nice stable stance, weight on both legs, no tension, intention to keep breathing throughout our movements. And here we go. Commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds.
You went away for a minute. Jennifer.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
How do I get you back?
I hear you fine. Well, I see that my microphone's on. I see it's recording. I can see my video. I can see your microphone.
I think it's rebooting. It's telling me it's getting ready for me. Just a
Okay.
few moments.
Okay. Let me go. May have something to do with the Claris. This is just a great class today. Let me just tell you. Hold on, let me make sure that the internet is plugged in. Yeah, the internet's plugged in. Oh, now I can't stop singing. I like the way or I like you. My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. That was weird, wasn't it? Because the whole time I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
I was hearing
Right?
you, but the screen was black. And it took me back to the Claire's companion is getting ready for this, and then making sure everything is safe and secure. Now you're back.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about the movements with commencement. Remember, it's a step forward. We shift the weight to the right foot. We step left. We shift left and bring the right foot forward. So that's the movement of our feet. The hands that go with it, we start with our hands coming up. As we go down, that's when we shift weight to that right foot. Then we step left. It's an empty step. All the steps we do in Tai Chi are empty. So we put our foot out there, but do not immediately give it weight. Bring our hands in and up. Now we're ready to shift the weight to that left foot as we take our hands out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close is our second movement. So again, commence up, down, shift right, step left, empty, bring those hands in and up, shift left as those hands go out, right foot forward, hands come back, open, close. Single whips, we do it to the right first, and then we do it to the left. And then, of course, it follows, waving hands and clouds follows that. But the first one is to our right. We shift left. Our hands are here from open and close. We step right, but again, empty step. Then we adjust the weight. So now there's weight on both legs. Push our hands out, turn them away from us, and then separate those hands. Our eyes follow our left hand. So in our single whips, our eyes follow the hand opposite of the foot that has stepped out. Then we bring that right foot, right hand back. This left hand stays up. Now we're ready for waving hands and clouds. Step out and we switch our hands. So our hand goes from here down, just like we're hitting a drum. And this right hand comes across like a sash. So this is our starting point of our waving hands and clouds. And when we turn with those hands in that position. And when we get to just above that leg, we switch our hands. So this one comes down, just like it's hitting a drum. And this hand comes up cross body. So it's almost like a sash. We turn, switch, turn, switch. So that's what those hands are doing. And you see my torso moving. So my hands are just going along for the ride as the top part of my body moves. What my legs are doing is walking, Tai Chi walking, first to the right. So we step out, then we shift, then we follow step, then we shift, step, shift, follow step. So you see when I step out, I'm a little wider than hip width. And when I step in, I'm right about hip width. That is something that you want to practice and see what feels most naturally comfortable and stable for you. I notice whenever I do waving hands in clouds and I watch myself on the video, that typically my feet are a little bit closer together than that, but I feel stable there. My feet are never touching each other. But when I do waving hands in clouds, I typically am here, shift. So it's a little bit wider. I mean, a little bit more narrow, but I'm a little bit wider at hip width, and then right about hip or more shoulder width on that second step. You just want to feel stable. If your feet are too close together, you're not going to feel stable, and if you're stepped out way too far, you're not. So those are kind of the specifics of those movements in our basic six. And we hadn't talked about those specifics in a while, but do you have any questions about them? All right, let me go through them again. Just basic six and commence. And close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. And close. So we should feel pretty good about our basic six. Diving into our advanced six, here's what they look like. Put them all together. That way you'll have a space to come back and revisit all of them together. Because I don't think I have a tutorial video for anything advanced. I know if the interest is there, I can and will. I don't have it now though. Here, I'll talk through the movements, the names of them. In our advanced movements, we go to the left first and then to the right. Brush knee. Play the lute. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. To the front. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the lute. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. To the front. Open, close. and close it out. Those are our advanced 6. Again, we go to the left and then we go to the, no, we go to the right. Yeah, no, we go to the left and then we go to the right. Good Lord. It's opposite of the way we do our basic 6, where we do waving hands and clouds to the right, and then we do it to the left. So we do left and then right in our advanced 6. So going through those movements again, talking you through those. Brush knee, shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back to prepare. Step left, step empty, bring that right hand around and push as I shift weight to that left foot. Follow step right. Play the lute. Step back right, turn hands, shift as those hands pass, and when I get to that elbow, follow step left. Parry punch, step left, flip, shift as I parry, step right and flip, shift as I parry, step left, put that left guard up, my right hand comes back and shift as I deliver, follow step right, block and close, step back right, release hands, shift as those hands come down to my hips, follow step left, push the tiger, step left, shift as those hands push up, follow step right, to the front, step right, shift, and left, hands face, open, close. Now to the right, brush knee, shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, right toe, right hand back, prepare and step right. Bring this left hand around, shift as I push and follow step left. Play the lute, step back left, turn hands, shift as they pass, and when I get to that elbow, follow step right. Parry punch, step right, turn hands, shift as they pass, that's a parry. Step left, turn, flip hands, shift as they parry. Step right, put up that guard, reach back, shift as I deliver, follow step, block and close. Step back left, release hands, shift as they come down to my hips, follow step right, push the tiger. Step right, shift as they push, follow step left, to the front, step, shift, right, turn hands, open, close, and close it out. That's talking you all the way through on our advanced 6 movements. I think I got all the lefts and rights correct through those movements. Things to remember about our advanced 6. So anytime we're doing our Tai Chi, when we step, it's always an empty step. So we do not give it immediate weight. So when we step, give it a second, then shift the weight. And in our advanced 6, with the weight shift is typically some kind of arm movement that's happening. So when you can start pairing the shift of the footwork to what's going on with the hands, putting those together can be helpful. Also, there's a sort of a rhythm, and I say sort of because, of course, we have to have a little cog, wrench in our cog. There's a certain rhythm to it to where it is step, shift, follow step. Step, shift, follow step. And then they throw us parry punch, which has a step, step in it. Step, shift, step, shift, step. Here it is, shift, follow step. Then we go step, shift, follow step, step, shift, follow step. So minus that parry, parry punch, all these moves have a step, empty, then a shift, and a follow step. That follow step is the period at the end of that movement. That's when you know that movement is done. When you do follow step, you're done with that movement and you're getting ready to start the next one. The next movement always starts with that follow step foot. That's why you don't give it weight, is because it's the next foot that you're going to move. So follow step is the period. Follow step gets no weight. Follow step foot is the first move of our next movement. Hopefully that is clearer than mud. Those are just some things to remember. If you want to jot those things down and just keep them in mind, the more you practice it, the more it kind of clicks and makes sense. Practice is just the only way to do it. So let's talk through it again. Just going to the left. We're coming from open and close, so our hands facing each other. Our weight is on both legs. We shift left. We turn that right toe in. And when we turn that right toe in, I'll say reach. And this is what it looks like. The hands are coming here, and I'm reaching out, my right hand, reaching out my right hand. My left hand is coming down and protecting my elbow. That's what's happening whenever I say right toe in. So shift left, right toe in and reach. Now shift right. We're going to bring this left toe back and our left hand goes to our hip. So my right hand is still reached out there. Now we're going to step left. We're going to bring this right hand around, shift to that left foot as I push that right hand. And when I get to the end of that push, remember, soft bend, so we're not locking out. We're extending, but maintaining a bend, and then follow step right. So that right there is kind of awkward in itself because whenever we walk, we say left foot, shift, right foot, shift, left foot, shift, right foot. So when we normally walk, we go forward, 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 forward. So what's awkward about these advanced movements is that shift, follow step is still behind. It didn't go step, shift, follow step. And that's what feels probably like it the way it should be, because that's how we normally walk, but it's just not the way it is here. It's step, it's called a half step, follow step, step, shift, follow step. So I'm still behind. Remember, follow step foot gets no weight. All the weight is on that left foot. So brush knee is shift, right toe in and reach, shift right, left toe back, left hand to the hip, step left, bring this right hand around and push as I shift the weight, follow step. So that's our brush knee. Probably the most complicated movement because we're going from facing forward to facing the left. So there's just that extra like weight shift and step to get us in going into the other direction. Also keep in mind that even though we're shifting weight forward, we're not leaning, okay? So keeping an upright posture throughout. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, bring this around and shift as I push, follow step. Play the lute. Remember, follow step foot. That's our next foot to step with. I'm stepping back. And when I step back, my hands go from here to here. So I say turn hands. Turn hands to prepare them to pass each other here. So when we shift the weight, our hands pass, and then I stop when my right hand gets to my left elbow. So I'm here, follow step, play the lute. Step back right, turn hands, shift as they pass, and when I get to that elbow, I follow step left. Remember, follow step is the period, follow step gets no weight, follow step is our next foot to move. So parry punch, I step left and I flip my hands. So now it's like a pancake, I flipped them over. Shift as they pass, and when I get to that elbow, I step and flip. Shift as they pass. When I get to that elbow, I step, and I take this left hand, I put up a guard. Bring the right hand, I think of it as flowers in my back pocket. Reach back, come and deliver as I shift on my left leg. Follow step right. So my hands went like this. I did play the lute. I did flip, parry. Well, no, I didn't. I went play the lute, flip, parry, flip, parry, guard, reach back, shift, deliver. So when I'm delivering, I'm not hammering down on myself. I'm hovering that hand over top of that wrist. So when I end, my wrists are lined up on top of each other. So that's parry, parry, and punch or deliver. I think of it as deliver, like I grab the flowers in my back pocket. There's the hole that I'm holding them with. Got my guard, shift, and I deliver. Please don't hit me. There's some flowers. So parry, parry, and punch. Now we're home free. This is where things get real easy. I did pump and follow step. Remember, follow step's my next step. I step back, I release my hands, shift to that back foot as I separate my hands down to my hips, then follow step left. Push the tiger. Remember, follow step foot. Step. Shift as I push, keeping my body upright. Follow step right. Follow step foot gets no weight. It's my next step. Step. Shift. Step. Hands face, open and close. All right, again. Brush knee. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, bring around. Shift as I push, follow step. Play the lute. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass, follow step. Parry punch. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step. Block and close. Step back, release, shift to the hips, follow step. Push the tiger. Step, shift as I push and follow step. To the front. Step, shift, follow step, hands face, open, close. To the other side. Brush knee, shift, left toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, bring this around. Shift as I push, follow step. Play the lute, step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass, follow step. Parry punch, step and flip, shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and guard, back here to get those flowers. Shift as I deliver and follow step. Block and close, step back, release hands, shift, follow step. Push the tiger, step, shift as I push, follow step. To the front, step, shift, step, hands face, open and close. Close it out. Now, is that overwhelming?
It is, but it just takes practice. Yes.
It really does. So with any movement you need me to break down, just let me know. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it another time without all those words. I'm just going to do it. I'll just say the names of the movements. My poster's getting air under it. Probably from that heater. But ooh, it feels toasty. I might roast a marshmallow when I get off class. Oh. No, I won't. I don't think you can roast marshmallows on a space heater.
Don't try that.
I'll be made a mess.
You'll be burnt up something.
I love roast marshmallows though. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to talk you through just say the names of the movements. Coming from open and close. Brush knee. Play the lute. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the lute. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open and close. Close it out. So those are our advanced 6 to the left and to the right. And we'll continue to practice those. I'm guessing we're not going to practice them with music. Crap, it's 11 o'clock. Let's give ourselves a nice fist massage. If you get a chance, and I understand schedules and how busy it gets, but if you get a chance to kind of review it, even if you fast forward closer to the end of this video and just practice that or watch it and just listen to me talk about the specifics of each movement, and it'll just get easier the more that you expose yourself to it. All right, let's tense and release. Gather up that tension and then let it go. One more and release. Inhale up And exhale as I push down. We have our right fist that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb in representing our humility. We put those together and in mutual respect. Huh?
Come on.
What happened?
Somebody came in.
Oh, in mutual respect, we say namaste.
Namaste.
I was thinking your video was breaking down again.
No.
All right, Miss Sharita, we did it. We pushed hard through some hard stuff. And this is week 13. We have 3 more weeks. And so any questions or clarifications that you need, feel free to ask them, and we'll do anything that we need to help you wherever you need it. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So hopefully
Thanks.
I'll see you on Thursday.
All
If not,
right.
all right. Love you.
Love you more. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.